Hey guys, this is a market update. Crypto sentiment is flipping bullish right now. Is there a reason for that? Are the bulls too early? Or is this going to play out like every other cycle with the start of a big bull run? We're going to look at the Bitcoin ETF filings, the Ethereum filings, and then what is happening behind the scenes that could possibly be driving some very large investment flows right now, especially in Bitcoin and ETH. We'll look at some on-chain data that is showing we are just following the same exact pattern as every other previous cycle, and the halving is coming up, so this is an important thing to follow. We'll get started with the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin is trying to put in a green candle for the first time in 4 weeks. Some fairly weak price action over the last month or so. However, since December last year, we are in an uptrend, a 45-degree angle to the upside. Each time we bounce off the trend line, we just come back into it and bounce off again. A clear uptrend showing that buyers are in the market, and it's flipped from the bear market now, right? You can't say an 8 to 9 month ascending triangle is anything but strong price action. And here's why. What we can see is the ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF will be delayed this week. ARK Invest has come out to say that, and so market expectations have been set. It's not a coincidence, in my opinion, that on the same day, you also get this. Insiders from BlackRock and Invesco telling the Galaxy CEO that within 4 to 6 months, you could have a Bitcoin spot ETF application approved. And what's being told to us is that they all might be approved at the same time. I do not believe this is rumors. I believe this is a controlled way of setting market expectations for what will happen. If we look at 4 to 6 months, we are looking at the third or final deadline for these ETFs. So you're looking around the January next year or March next year for those applications. That is all noise, however. The dates are noise. The signal is that it is most likely that these spot ETFs will be accepted. Now, what has to also happen is the Grayscale SEC case has to be settled or decided upon. And then what is going to happen with the SEC and Coinbase, because they're suing Coinbase, and Coinbase is the exchange that everyone is using for these ETFs. I think this has to be worked out in some way before the ETFs are approved. They will be approved though, and so that is what the market is trading off. And that is what you're seeing right here with just strength in the Bitcoin price, demand in the Bitcoin price. And so this uptrend yet to be broken. Maybe we break it, maybe we find some other type of support right here, but a 9-month trend of buyers and strength in BTC. If you are a trader, check out the deposit bonus to Bybit. You can get a 30K deposit bonus. Click the link below in the description. You can make a deposit and then you get that bonus to trade with. There is so much noise around Bitcoin and crypto right now, especially with regulation. But I actually think this is fairly good news because what we're seeing is the very slow wheels of regulators actually trying to produce a market structure that benefits investors and allows much larger capital to come in. Now, what we see is that Bitcoin is doing exactly the same thing now as every other previous cycle. This is just technical pricing models. They're just looking at moving averages, right? So a moving average of the price, flattening out price moves. And when the price itself is above the 200-week moving average, that shows a big uptrend. Over the long term, you're looking at an asset that is simply just appreciating in value. We can see in 2015, when the price comes into the 200-week, bounces around there, and then moves out of that bear market and appreciates again every time the price moves into the 200-week and then, finds strength, it moves higher. We're coming through that again. We had this bear market where we moved under, but Bitcoin is now finding a lot of strength once more and moving into bullish territory. When you are above the 200-week, that essentially is a bull market in my opinion, and that is what we're going into. We broke through that. You can see we are now above all 4 moving averages. So there is strength in the Bitcoin price. Despite short-term weakness, the medium term is that we are moving through that and actually have a lot of strength here. What we can also see is that Bitcoin is above short-term holders' realized price and long-term holders' realized price. So again, it just shows an uptrend. That was the bear market. That was the best time to buy. We're certainly not near highs now, but we are recovering and there is strength and demand within the Bitcoin price. This is also really great to look at. Price performance since all-time high. This current cycle is black And then blue, pink, and orange are the previous cycles. If we look at blue and pink, so that was 2013 to 17, 17 to 21. We are seeing Bitcoin just perform the same as every previous cycle. You get the drawdowns, and Bitcoin is going into this consolidation and move out of the bear market. Now, you would not be expecting to break the previous all-time high for somewhere around 6+ months. So if we are to be very similar to previous cycles, we are looking at May 24 to September 24 to potentially move through into an all-time high. So that is where we are in relation to previous cycles. We could be earlier because of the ETFs. Things may get delayed. The macro may not be favorable, and it may be a bit later. But as you can see, Bitcoin is behaving much like previous cycles, and there is definitely demand coming back in, which is the start of something that could lead to a new bull market and recovering the previous all-time high. I just updated the crypto course as well with my research here on the Bitcoin halving, my investment strategy for it, as you can see, and also what's happening in Ethereum land, because there are some big moves happening as well. If you have the crypto course already, check out these videos. These are a free update for you. You can see the link if you don't have the course and what videos there are, 300 videos and Discord groups where we discuss this stuff. Now, what's important in Ethereum is that it looks like the Fed is going to be supervising stablecoins. Now, according to the Fed and Jerome Powell before, stablecoins, they think are money and are not securities. The reason why that's important is because it takes it out of the securities regulator and it puts it on the Fed. Now, if the Fed are trying to supervise this, that potentially means there are some rules in place that banks can use, and that opens up huge new pools of capital that could come into crypto with stablecoins. The board will supervise novel activities, including complex technology-driven partnerships with non-banks. They're talking about stablecoins. The Federal Reserve will supervise stablecoins, the creation of them, and payments from banks to non-banks like PayPal, who just created PYUSD. What is an investment in Ethereum? It is a modern financial system that clears and settles transactions for fiat currency stuff. Stablecoins, tokenized bonds, tokenized stocks, NFTs, everything like that. It's a new fiat system, but if the fiat system moves on here, all you need to know as an investor is that fees are being paid, tokens are being burned. It is happening, and that's why some extra momentum is flowing into Bitcoin and ETH, because the regulators are starting to sort stuff out. And it looks like they're not destroying the industry, but just very slowly making rules that actually allow the biggest of players into crypto, which is extremely good news over a 5 to 10 year time frame if you're an investor. All of the industry specific boxes are being ticked. The Bitcoin halving, the spot ETFs, the rulemaking around market structure that is allowing much bigger firms to participate. It's all here. The real bull market is when the macro situation has been worked out in some way, and that isn't yet. And so for right now, I think patience is probably the word and the thing that we need to practice, because it isn't the bull market, but it is potentially coming at some point in the next 12 to 18 months if the macro can sort itself out. If you don't want to trade, check out the Bybit deposit bonus up to 30,000, link in description for that. The crypto investor course was updated, so if you have it, check out those videos as well. I'm James, it's Money's EG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.